Prince Charles arrived at the high-tech research headquarters of Thorn EMI by decidedly conventional technology. But once inside the £8 million complex in Hayes, Middlesex, the Prince had entered a time warp. The 230 scientists and engineers here are developing the electronics of the future. Systems for computerizing domestic chores, ways of giving computers electronic eyes to enable them to detect faults in production line output, and a lot of top-secret military electronics. The scientists here had the nerve-wracking task of explaining it all to the Prince, who later admitted that his subject was history and definitely not science. Well, are you a bit nervous about explaining all this to the Prince?
Just a little bit, but we've had so many other tours around this morning, I'm getting to quite reasonable practice now.
In fact, Dr. Watson and Prince Charles seemed utterly at home. Then it was into the workshop where metal is bashed into shape for building prototypes. The Prince had quite a lengthy chat with Nobby Webb from West Drayton. Do you think your wife will believe you when you say you've spoken?
Oh, no, I don't think so. She wouldn't believe that, no. That'd be the last thing she'd expect.
This is one of the devices that Thorn EMI make for the Ministry of Defence. It lets soldiers see in the dark. Using it, the Prince spotted our own cameraman in the daylight and said the view looked sinister. In fact, the machine revolutionises night warfare. Meanwhile, 100 Thorn EMI managers were awaiting a royal talk.
I was so intrigued to hear that the average age of the personnel here is about 34. As I've now reached the age of 36, I can see that my mental agility has disappeared almost altogether. But I often wonder what happens to all these people when they get past the age of 40.
Nobody answered. Simon Neve in Hayes for Thames News.
But I often wonder what happens to all these people when they get past the age of 40. Perhaps their brains become addled, but if they